it's Amy. Okay, so this is going to be the footage, the pictures, the clips of what was filmed and taken of the most recent trip that me and Wesley took, which was in April. There'll be a few backtracks as we made some videos which is referencing things which we've already done. Obviously, we talk about setting up this channel that this is on, the Amy Wesley LDR, and obviously that's already happened. Um, Forgive us. I realise that it's been like over more or less a month, coming up to a month since he went back, and this video is only just getting edited. It's on the keep you in line. It's the 23rd of May now, Thursday 23rd of May. I know. Before anyone starts saying anything, oh, he went back on 29th. Why ain't you done it yet? Why wasn't it done? A few reasons. I didn't get the clips until a week later, because Wesley just moved house and he was getting internet set up. I didn't get the clips till then. I've just had a big switch around with my work, so I didn't know where I was going to be. I was working late at the start of the month, so I didn't have much time to edit anything if I wanted to. Now I'm working more of a balanced shift. I'm working more earlys. So that's putting out there first. It's not nothing to do with what's going to be on these clips, but I'm just going to, that's a bit of a background as to why it's not being done yet. Okay, now that's out of the way, going back to the subject at hand.
Okay, so day one of the trip um, was in place. I still had quite a bit of preparing to do as far as packing up everything and getting myself set before taking off. Kind of had to make some last minute trips to get some maybe get some new clothes, get a couple of odds and ends and everything needed together. And we was kind of running on borrowed time because I hadn't gotten over to Burlington until like late the night before, and I was just so dead tired. I just didn't want to do anything but sleep. Um, so yeah, I get to the finally having everything together, just barely nick of time, cutting it close. We rushed as fast as possible to get to the Raleigh airport, so I can make the 4 o'clock flight to JFK. Um, and no problems. From there, I pretty much had to take a shuttle to get to the proper gate over New York to find the right plane to get to. Um, that was going to lead. Well, no, actually, when we Leeds, Bradford, I had another connecting flight going from there to Amsterdam. So.
Okay, I am currently sitting at gate B24. I am at JFK, New York. Currently, I am on about a 4 or 5 hour layaway. As the next flight out won't be until later tonight, about 11 o'clock p.m. So I got some serious time to kill. Probably just gonna take a look around. I might take some photos and see what interesting things I find. So, yep, I shall be back with you guys later on.
Since it wasn't leaving until later on that evening, which was, I think it was like around almost midnight or 11 or something like that. So yeah, I had a pretty long flight ahead of me from there. So treated myself to some uh, Panda Express Chinese while I was waiting for dinner, and for that I had tried one of those healthy strawberry smoothies. But yeah, could you believe that Panda Express Chinese food had no rice? That that just baffled me to no end. There was no rice whatsoever. So, anyways, I also bought a newspaper for mom because she wanted something. She wanted the New York Times for some reason. It's like, okay, I'll buy her a newspaper. So I got that, and that's pretty much it. Mostly I was just hanging around the gate, waiting for the flight to come, and before you know it, soon be on my way to Amsterdam. It was pretty much a filled up flight, but yeah. So that's about how the first day went for me, pretty much.
Okay, so pretty much after a bit of a sleepless night for both me and his mum, Sunday the 14th arrived, and yeah, it was okay. I was up most of the night, constantly checking his flight, checking everything was okay. I didn't know he was on it, apart from tweets saying he was about to board, but there was nothing else. Um, yeah, I said his mum was exactly the same since he didn't have internet at that point. She was texting me, has he got there yet? Is he Amsterdam? Well, mothers, you know what they're like. Um, but yeah, so the morning arrived. I woke up really early. I remember watching the tracking and noticing, as a clip does mention, that he got into Amsterdam super early, which I'll show you now.
Sup? I think might as well assume that this is going to be going on into day 2, I think. Uh, just arrived in Amsterdam. The time, if I'm reading my watch right, is about quarter till 12, I think. We arrived a lot earlier than anticipated. Arrival time was scheduled for 10 after 12 local time here, but we arrived about an hour early. So I got about another 4-hour, maybe 5-hour layaway before the next flight out to Leeds, Bradford, which I'll finally be at my final destination. So I shall see you guys later on.
So after the long flight over from JFK, we arrived over in Amsterdam at about. We actually arrived a little bit earlier than what we thought we would be. I'd say about maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes earlier, because I remember we got there ahead of time, and so surprisingly enough, we we didn't have to go through customs for some odd reason in Amsterdam. I was half expecting that to happen, but no, not so much. So anyway, we get there, and I take the time to look around a bit. I noticed they had a couple of restaurants here and there. I saw the Ronald McDonald figure. I thought I'd get a picture of that. I did a little bit of shopping around. I got a couple of things, as you could probably see. I did get what was it? A candy bar. I found a Mars candy bar. I thought I'd get some chocolate. I got a postcard. Bought a few postcard stamps and such, a few gifts here and there.
Okay, I am at gate D06 now. I believe I'm at the right place. Before I get on my flight, I did take the liberty of doing a little bit of shopping around, and I got a few souvenirs. Stuff that I'm going to be bringing home. First off, there's this. Simple little postcard from Amsterdam. Oh, it looked kind of neat. Thought I'd try to see about giving us some. I might be going to one of my friends back home. Let's bet that. But I am Amsterdam. A prick. I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, I gotta have that. So I got that. I got some postage stamps. Look at all these faces. Thought that looked kind of neat. And finally, actually, well, before that, I don't want to go the big one yet. I got a Mars bar. Don't see too many of those. I know a certain someone that would probably die to have one right now. Yeah, I'm gonna eat on that soon. And finally, I saw a book I just had to have. Adventures of Tintin, 7 Crystal Balls. I love the TV show. I just had to have at least one of the comics they had. And yes, it's all in English, don't worry. It's not in a certain language I can't understand, so I definitely have to be doing a reading of this sometime soon. I always loved Tintin. It was a great cartoon, at least in my opinion. So yeah, that will about do it for show and tell for now. So I'm going to be filling out a form for the UK Border Agency, and within a few hours I will finally be flying to Leeds, and I will be at my final destination. So I shall see you people later.
To bring back, for souvenirs. And I even went as far as to buy a comic book. It was based on a cartoon series I used to watch when I was a kid. It was called Tintin, and the books just caught my eye, and I was like, okay, you know what, just for the hell of it. I know I probably paid a little bit too much for it, but just for giggles, I had to have one. I wanted to get it. So I know it cost about €8 for it, but at the time I didn't care. I was like, it's some reading material, something to look at while I'm waiting uh, for the next flight to go to Leeds, which wouldn't be for the next few hours. I'd say about the next 4 hours or so. And so I did that. I also stopped by. I noticed they had a sushi bar, and I was kind of had a hankering for something. So I went over there and bought these little meat things on a stick. I'm trying to remember what they're called. The name escapes me at the moment, but they were really delicious. So I got that, and I got to hang around talking to the lady that was managing it, and I was telling her about the trip and everything, and what I was going to do as far as I told her as far as the propose and everything. Once it finally came, I was trying to figure out what would be the great way to approach it, and so after that, I got a couple more pictures of some interesting, let's just say interesting things lying about throughout the airport. And finally, I made my way to the gate, and I did finally have to get one of those. I did realize that would eventually have to fill out one of those border cards saying that I'm coming in, how long I'm staying. So really, I wouldn't be checked with customs until I actually got to the UK itself. So um, after that, I pretty much just hung around there, waiting for the flights to come up, and before you know it, I was on my way to Leeds to meet my loving sweetheart. So it wouldn't be too much longer before then. Couldn't wait.
Okay, so the time had come. I was getting ready to leave the house to head over to Leeds Bradford to go meet him at the airport. I remember how nervous I was when I left. Just as I got on the airport bus, I was using my phone to check the tracking. It decided to be very, very silly with me. It didn't. It just kept saying that it was ready to. It was ready to leave, ready to leave, ready to leave. But it had passed the time and nothing had happened. And I thought, oh great, it's delayed. Oh my god! And then I saw something come up for I thought it turned out to be another flight saying it was cancelled. So I was like, oh god, trying to like refresh, and it suddenly came up. It was on its way. It had gone its way. It'd been on its way for a few minutes, and it was okay. Finally, it was okay. But it was a bit panicky there because everything that happened last time, that he got stuck in Philadelphia and he had to stay there overnight, and it cut a day off the trip. Thankfully, that did not happen. But yeah, just I remember getting to the airport really, really shaky, stepping off the airport bus and walking across into the terminal.
And I finally make it. After battling through, well, okay, maybe I should say battling. It just having to get through the crowds through um, of God, I can't think right now. Customs, yeah. Probably was waiting for about 20, 30 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, it was about that. He came through at about, well, it was about 5:10 when
Yeah.
he was actually, I think he landed, well, it wasn't that long to be fair. He landed at 4:45. So it was only like 25 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. Thankfully, it didn't take, like, for freaking ever. Like, it felt like it did last time I came over. So.
At which point I was out in arrivals getting very nervous, wondering where he was.
Yeah. I did.
He was one of the last through as well. Out
That's
of
right.
3 flights that came in, he was one of the last ones that came through.
Didn't mine and like 2 others coming in around the same time?
Yep.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Everybody was rounding up for the day. I was like, oh god. So. But finally made it after a long trip, and this is nice. It was real nice to be back. Being able to get through. I mean, it's nice to be at a different airport, something that's closer by than Manchester. Yeah.
Yeah, better to be, what, half an hour bus into Leeds City Centre and then 5 minutes, 10 minutes on another bus rather than 40 minutes on a train and then, but obviously on a train it seems like longer.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, finally came through and he looked pretty nervous coming through, but you were asking questions to somebody and I could actually hear what you said. I would have stood in front of you, but I still didn't hear what you said.
I noticed when I stepped out that some person came up to me and was like, "Are you USC?" I was like, yeah.
Yes,
right.
I can explain that. Whilst I was waiting for him to come through, I was speaking to the woman that was waiting there. First of all, I asked if the Amsterdam flight had come in, and she was kind enough to radio up and just said, it's taxiing now, not to worry. So I was talking to her for a bit. Turns out she's also in a long-distance relationship, but it's not as far.
Oh, okay.
I think her partner, where is it? Somewhere down south, but still in the UK, probably down Dover, which is right down near Land's End. So if you think about on a map, right at the very furthest south, the UK. So I was talking to her for a bit, and she was saying, "Oh, if I have to change, I'll be asking for full information of." And I said, "Oh yeah, I know it's him because I'll see you jump at him." Yeah, she decided to ask. And yeah, it was alright.
So we took the bus. Pretty much went through back through town. It felt like we were taking this. I guess you kind of sort of taking a scenic route a bit here and there. And
To be fair, the airport is on the very much outskirts of West Yorkshire, so yes, you do go through quite a bit of what you think of scenic, but it's just normal to where it is.
yeah,
Because Leeds Bradford is over more towards more on towards of West East Yorkshire rather than North Yorkshire, from where it is. Yeah, it's quite far out.
so we pretty much rode until we got to the station, and yeah, the bus station. And we just switched out quickly to a different one, which was surprisingly enough, they were already boarding it. Like not even 2 seconds when we walked in the station, it was like, oh, they're
Yeah,
boarding
it's
for that
nice.
one now.
It's nice when that happens.
Yeah,
I was looking at the boards and I said, okay, we can get on this one and this one. And I was saying, oh, we can also get on this one. Come on. Yeah, it's nice, but it's also awkward when it's like that. When you just have to go straight to it.
yeah.
Either that, I'll wait for 10 minutes for the next one, which wouldn't have been that bad, but take opportunities as we can.
But yeah, we I was pretty much worn out. I wanted to get somewhere to just sit down, relax, just you know, if any whatever jet lag might have caught up in me.
Yeah, that didn't hit till later on.
Nah, till later on. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yep.
Oh boy. I don't believe the parents weren't there. It was pretty much just you.
No, they hadn't got back on holiday yet. They were getting back that night.
Yeah, so it was just you and Philip. He was kind of in and out throughout the late afternoon.
Yeah. Going on his usual run.
Yeah. Though I did get to taste some of my sweetheart's finest cuisine cooking later that night.
Yeah, I cooked spaghetti and meatballs from scratch, which is very strange for me, but yeah.
And people kept and you kept talking about how other members of your family couldn't stand your own cooking. I was like, what's wrong with it? That's what I couldn't.
Pretty much.
I couldn't understand
Well,
that.
to be fair, there's one person that doesn't like my cooking.
Oh,
but
well.
Everyone else is okay with it.
Oh, well, okay.
Philip can't prepare my cooking, which was evident that night when he said that when he tried to cook the meatballs, it turned out and didn't really turn out as it's supposed to be. But when I did it, I never had any problems.
No.
So, don't know what he did.
Absolutely not. I mean, it turned out just perfect. It was like, oh, wow.
Something you need after being travelling that long.
Definitely.
Something different, which is why I did it.
I mean, I know some of the food they might serve you on an airplane. It's like it's okay, but it's not always the best fine cuisine that they give you. But yeah, it was nice to have something freshly made, freshly cooked.
Yeah.
So, and then
So after that, you just kind of settled down for the night and just chilled out, listened to some music, watched an episode of Flash Forward. At which point he said he was fine to watch it, and then he completely was out of it and fell asleep, and hit me in the face because when he was waking up. Didn't you?
I don't remember. Did I do that?
Yes, you did.
I'm sorry.
You'd fallen asleep, and I was laid on your chest, and then when you were waking up, you moved your hand more towards you and hit me in the face.
Oh, God.
Whether you were dozing or you were waking up, yeah, you did. I did tell you at the time when you woke up after it finished. So obviously you're that tired.
I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, you did.
Hope it didn't.
Ironically, when I told him at the time, he remembered at the time, but now, because he was still half asleep when I told him. Pretty much, I think.
I feel bad now.
No. No, don't feel bad now. You should have felt bad at the time. It was alright. No worries.
Yeah. So at any rate, let's see. Next day, we pretty much got ourselves prepared to go on the next trip since we was going to be traveling around the UK quite a bit. We was going to be visiting some folks.
Yeah, my grandparents.
Yeah. We went, let's see, where did we wait? We took a megabus, didn't we? Yeah, we took a megabus.
Yeah.
We waited over at, what was that one street?
Outside the old Leeds Parish Church.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was it was on Briggate, where the bus actually came into. It was called Briggate.
And so we, I left a little bit of my stuff behind. I was not about to carry both of my heavy bags if I could help it, since we was going to be coming back through Leeds anyway, later on during that week.
That's actually something I was going to ask you, actually. Did you leave the ring here, or did you have it with you?
I left it.
Okay.
If you must know, at the time, yes, I'd left it. I left it hidden.
Hidden. Okay, well, without Philippa how curious he is. Okay.
Unless he tore the entire room apart, I don't think he would have found it.
Where did you put it?
I had put the box in, I think it was at the time it was in that little gift bag from when I was in Amsterdam that had all the stuff in it, and I put it in between the newspaper and the book and all that stuff. I tried to sandwich it all together, try to hide it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Had that tucked away for a while until the time was right for it. Which,
Yeah.
we'll get into that much.
In a further
Yeah.
one, yeah. But yeah, after that we'll do it up until we arrive in Middlesbrough. But we just went and got some lunch. We went to Subway.
Good old Subway.
Yeah, then just went for the coach, and that's mainly it.
We was talking about checking some other place out, but we
We did that later on.
kind of ran short on time, decided to come back to it later. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that'll do for this part.
Mm-hmm. So next time we talk about how we met with family, the grandparents, and how.
Yeah, and a pre-warning, that's probably going to be a pretty long video. There were some very long clips that we were doing at the time.
Oh yes.
Pretty long drunken clips, actually, to put in there. As just a disclaimer, we were drunk at the time, so don't class anything against us. Or my gran. Please.
Oh boy.
Just take them as in the way they're intended when you see them. But yeah, that's about that right now. Okay, so guys, just check out next video will be posted soon.
All right. Let's see ya.